Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello. How are you guys doing? Well, I hope everyone is having a great day. Hope your day is going smooth. If you need it to go by quickly, I hope it goes by quickly for you. All the good things. All of the good things. This feels good where I'm at, y'all. And I appreciate that. Just vibing. Now, I told y'all what in a few previous lives that I've done that I had just found out, well, really realized that May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So knowing that, now that I know that, I want to do lives where we hyper focus on different types of mental health illnesses, diseases, underlying issues, those type of things. I want to talk about them. This morning we did Way Back Wednesday to make up for me not doing Throwback Tuesday yesterday. Otherwise, we would have discussed either this topic or a different topic having to do with mental health awareness. But I'm trying to remain consistent with how I want my stuff to go, what I want to do. When I say I want to do it, unless I have a legit reason, why not? Why it's not going to be done, or why I didn't do it. If that makes sense to you. Anyway, we're going to be getting started in a minute. I'm not expecting a bunch of people to be in here because there's a lot going on this fine Wednesday, or as far as on here anyway. There's a lot of people, live, doing lives, besides from whatever they may or may not have going on in their real daily life. So I always try to limit or remove any expectations as far as or in regards to people coming or joining me while I'm live. Hold on. I like to say it's pretty safe to say that I don't really expect or require much from anybody on here in regards to if they, want to support me and if they rock with me, on YouTube rock with me, and what. Only thing I require is that folks are respectful and that people just don't dwell up in my clouds all weird like without saying hey. I think those are the only two things I require and expect. I don't think they're I don't think they're tall. I don't think they're tall ass. I don't think they're large ass of folks. So let's get started. Hold on. Yeah. Okay, I don't think so. Let's get started. So, like I said, we're going to be talking about histrionic personality disorder, HPD for short. Jeez, here we go. My bad. So it says histrionic personality disorder is a mental health condition characterized by a pervasive pattern of excessive emotionality and attention-seeking behavior that typically begins by late adolescence. Individuals with HPD often act dramatically or inappropriately to be the center of attention with a theatrical manner of expression. Okay, it's always a show. Any and everything. So that's the definition that I have listed for what histrionic personality disorder is, HPD for short. Next, we're going to go over some of the key symptoms and behaviors of somebody who has HPD or with HPD. The first that they have listed for us is constant attention seeking, intense discomfort, when not in the spotlight. The spotlight always have to has got to always be on them. It doesn't matter the context of the situation, what is going on. If they are there, it better be about them. And if it's not, they're going to do their very best to make it about them. Hold on. Hello, Cloud Dweller. Good afternoon. Inappropriate behavior. Inappropriate behavior often engages in sexually provocative or flirtatious behavior, even in professional or inappropriate context. And I'm going to add context slash settings because that same time and place is real, just as well as everything is not for everybody. And it doesn't have nothing to do with you being a grown man or a grown woman. It's my life. I do what I want. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. Who's gonna check me? Who should be checking you? So let's continue. Shallow slash shifting emotions. And we're going to go over some of the key symptoms and behaviors of somebody with histrionic personality disorder, HPD for short. Hopefully you guys can hear me. It's a little windy, but it's not a bad wind, if that makes sense. Because it feels really good out here. It is a very nice breeze. I don't mind it at all, even though it kicks up randomly on me. So shallow slash shifting emotions. Emotions may appear fake, shallow, and change rapidly, quick. Them emotions change quick, depending on what they get. They likely to pitch a fit. Bars. I'll read that again. Shallow slash shifting emotions. Emotions may appear fake, shallow, and change rapidly. Hey, little rump buddy. Hey, kiss my cheeks. Good afternoon. What I tell you about asking me that simple stuff when you come in here? You said it's not safe with all that wind. I mean, all the wind seems to suit me. All I need is my umbrella, and you know why. Hey, young Riaz, blessings. Good evening. I believe it's evening where you're at. How are you doing? Well, I hope. Maybe that's why it's always windy when I come outside. Or it seems to be always windy or have a strong breeze. Because I am a young black Mary Poppins. That I am, is what it seems. It's what it seems. Hey, are you, Uncle Al? Hmm. I feel like you're fibbing. I feel like you're fibbing. It's giving tall tale, but whatever. Whatever. Good afternoon. How are you doing? Well, I hope. Let's continue. Let's continue. He said, Uncle Ryan. He's telling tall tales, girl. Old fibbing head self. All right, we're going to go over the key symptoms and behaviors of somebody who has HPD, histrionic personality disorder. Okay. Dramatic speech. Dramatic speech. Impressionistic speech that is loud, dramatic, and lacks detail. So they doing a lot of hoopla hobbling. They loud. It's a lot while also being the least. I don't like when people do the most whilst doing the least. Those are the type of people who may need to say the least because they do the least. And that's my opinion, at least. Bars. Impressionistic speech that is loud, dramatic, and lacks detail. Like, what? What did they say? All I heard was wah 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 wah. It's like, ah. Next is physical appearance focus. Physical appearance focus. They're focused on the physical. Hyper focused on the physical, so to say. Strong, consistent use of physical appearance to draw attention to oneself. Hmm. Strong, consistent use of physical appearance to draw attention to oneself. And what that gives to me is they don't really feel like, because it's either one of two things. They either don't feel like they have anything else to offer other than what they present physically, regardless if that is something to be true or not. that is just genuinely how they feel, or they literally don't have nothing else to offer other than the physical. So that's what they gotta run with. That's their bread and butter, you know. Next is suggestibility. Suggestibility. Highly influenced by others or trends. I can't say that word right. Trends. They're highly influenced by others and or current trends. They just go wherever the wind blows them. If they normally don't drink, they getting drunk tonight. If they normally don't smoke, they getting high tonight. You know what I'm saying? If they know they're the type of person who doesn't really like going to clubs, they might be more of a lounge person. They going clubbing tonight rather than just saying, nah, I'm good. Y'all have at it, be safe, or whatever have you. Kids who they know they ain't got no business stealing, but if they with their friends and they in the store and they may not have no money on them, and that seems to be the wave of what they got going on, they may be likely to give it a go and be the one that have the luck to get caught. In my opinion, that's what that gives. And the last key symptom and behavior for someone who with HPD is misinterpreting relationships. Misinterpreting relationships. Considering relationships closer or more intimate than they actually are. This is somebody who you would have a hard time being their friend of the opposite sex. And this is someone who, if they're gay or homosexual, you would have a hard time being friends with them when you're the same sex. They may lack the ability to have a platonic relationship. You know, they take compliments and they run with it. You know, those type of things. They take nice gestures being done to them or thrown their way and they run with that. There was no legit reason as to why they would even think or feel like the whatever exchange or relationship you have with them would be more than anything in the platonic form, which that is tricky and dangerous. Let's see if anybody said anything, and then we'll go over some of the causes and risk factors of HPD. I don't think nobody else came in that wasn't already here or said anything to add to anything. Hold on. I feel like I'm looking getting better to check in to see if anybody said anything when I go on little tangents. Sometimes, anyway. Hold on. Okay. I think we're good. Cool beans. Let's continue. All right, it says causes and risk factors of histrionic personality disorder. there's really a lot of stigma on bad stigma on mental health, which is a bad thing, a negative thing at times. That's very counterproductive because we live in a big world and you never know the type of person or people you may encounter, you may have in your family, you may have in your friend circle, you may be with. It might apply to you. And a lot of these things are just things that are kind of placed upon somebody, as well as, developed over time or whatever. And it's really good to bring awareness and to be in the know so you can know how to handle it if it applies to you, if it applies to your loved one, your friends, maybe somebody you work with, all of that. And it doesn't mean that they're a bad person or you are a bad person. It just is what it is. This is what you got going on with you. And one has to know how to manage it or ways to manage it. So the exact cause is unknown. Ah, jeez. Hold on. Jeez, Louise. There's stuff everywhere. Why don't you? Calm down. All right. Sorry, guys. The exact cause is unknown, but likely involves a combination of genetic and environmental factors, such as child rearing styles, for example, lack of criticism, inconsistent reinforcement. They were spoiled. They were spoiled. They were never really held to account. They were never expected to meet any type of real expectations of them, realistic expectations of them. Their behavior or bad behavior went unchecked, unpunished, which is just like a terrible recipe. And then you unleash that type of person onto society. Says it is considered a cluster B personality disorder. And then they say in parentheses, dramatic, emotional, or erratic behavior. Diagnosis and treatment. Diagnosis and treatment. Diagnosis requires a clinical evaluation to determine if a person meets the criteria outlined in the DSM-5 or -5, which includes the pervasive, inflexible, and long-term nature of these traits. Okay? That's how somebody would find out if they have a histrionic personality disorder. Next is treatment. While HPD is often resistant to treatment, it can be managed through psychotherapy, specifically psychodynamic psychotherapy and cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT for short. That's a mouthful. Which aim to uncover motivations and improve emotional regulation. So, you're going to have to dig deep, so to say. You're going to have to dig deep, be very honest, and just try to manage it to the best of your ability. And hopefully you have people around you or in your life that are educated on this disorder, this personality disorder that you have. And with that context of knowing that this is what you got going on, no, it doesn't mean that they're just going to let you ice skate all over them. But with context and more of a patience, for certain things and certain behaviors, as opposed to you just thinking somebody is on some bull crap just for the hoot of it, if that makes sense. With in mind that that only applies to people who have a genuine care for you. People who don't have a genuine care for you don't care about your plight, so they don't care if that's what you got going on. One must know that too. All right. And the last thing they have for us says complications. Individuals may struggle with relationship issues, boredom, or frequent job changes. They may also experience comorbid conditions like depression, anxiety, or other personalities. Okay, that's what I have for you on histrionic personality disorder, HPD for short. I hope you guys were able to get something out of that. I was. Like I always say, trust but verify. Look it up yourself. Why not? And if you have any comments on what I discussed, or any thoughts, or something to add, or feel like I missed something, don't be shy. Put it in the, I would say in the chat, but we're about done. I know a lot of you guys were in and out, but put it in the comments if you catch the replay. I'd appreciate that. Thank y'all for coming. Thank you for watching the replay, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.